Hey guys, how's it going? So today I got a new light. I wonder if you guys can tell. I'm using a ring light up in the corner. So hopefully it looks pretty good. I mean, on my end, it looks like the quality's better than it's ever been. So I hope it's good for you guys as well. Let me know how the audio is. And I'm here to answer some questions for you guys. I might create some until I get some questions for you. For the record, you know, this is the newer ring light. I have to say it works pretty good. This is with it on a pretty low setting. It's kind of fun. I could do it brighter if I wanted to, but then I'm all washed out. So let's do somewhere around there. Yeah. All right. But yeah, let me know how the audio is and let me know if you have any questions. And it's good to see you guys. All right. Got to remember how to use my loop pedal. It's been a minute. So I'm going to plug this sustain pedal into the loop pedal so I can edit end loops quicker. If you haven't been on board with me before on this, basically I have the single boss pedal, this one right here, and it has an input on it. You can kind of see where it says stop undo underneath the round circle thing over there. So it says stop undo, and then it has an input over the top of where my cord is plugged in. And that's where I plug in the sustain pedal. And that allows me to stop it with one click instead of having to do a double click. So I'm going to do that now. Kind of convenient that I didn't have it plugged in, so I can explain that to you guys. But that's the Boss RC1. So in order to get it to work as well, you can do that to be able to stop it with one click. Looks great. The bass sounds a tiny bit stuffy. Okay, if the bass sounds stuffy, that probably means that I have the mids and the low end too high and not enough high end on there. So I'll turn the bass frequency down a little bit, the volume up, and see. Let's try this then. I'll make up a new loop for it. Is that better? Is that any better? Hey, Seth. And then I forget that I have the other pedal plugged in and double click it anyway. Awesome. Well, thank you, Seth. Thank you, Navix, for joining in. And I'm not sure, is it jockey or is it J pronounced differently where you're from? But thank you so much for letting me know that the bass sounds pretty good. I'm glad to hear it. I hope everything's coming through clearly now. If not, I can turn the volume up and I can change things around. So always just let me know. And that being said, if you have any questions, also let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I think I've given you all the gear questions, right? So I got that new ring light. So hopefully that's giving a nice vibe. I kind of like the way it looks here. So hopefully you guys see that on that end, and we're happy with it. And the audio quality is good. So I tried something. It's still the same mic, still the same setup. So basically what I did was I did the minus 20 decibels on the microphone. So I was thinking that might help a little bit. And then trying to get the U-bass EQ'd after hearing that it wasn't clear from Kendrick earlier. So that being said, just in case people are joining for the first time, I'm going to let you know that some of the more of the gear. This is the College Journeyman, and I have the flat wound strings on it. When I put them on, I had to file the groove on the nut to make it a little bit wider to fit these. It originally had the metal round wound strings on it. I also have my Kala Wanderer over here. I might use that later on. And then I have a Shin upright bass back there. I can always play that. That one is the laminate model, if anybody's curious about upright bass that has a U-bass right now. Like yonder, okay. Yaki. Yum. Okay. Sorry about that. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Yeah, the reason there's no halo effect is because instead of having it in front of me, I have it up in the corner, up and tilted. So I was just hoping it did a good enough job, but as you can tell, this side of my face is not well lit at all. But that's the idea. And then I have another light underneath it that hopefully is providing a tiny bit of warmth to it. But who knows? This isn't about lighting, but if y'all are curious about how to light your videos better, yeah, that's the way to do it. So this is, like I said, the newer 18-inch ring light. So yeah. So I'm glad they're. If I look up in the corner, then can you see the ring in my glasses? Yeah. So it's up there, since I wouldn't normally look up there. Awesome. I'm glad you guys see me, and hopefully, more importantly, hopefully the bass is clearer. But that's kind of the main idea. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, that's cool. So let's see what's going on here. So you were listening, Seth was listening to Liquid Tension Experiment, but this sounds much better. Cool. So some interesting kind of cool news. I think I let you guys know sometimes that that one of my friends that stops by on occasion has a podcast that he does on his channel where he interviews famous musicians, and sometimes just people that play with famous musicians, that kind of thing. And he's going to get me to co-host on a show with him on February 6th, and we're going to interview Adam Nitti. So if you know who Adam Nitti is, he's been playing bass, I guess before 2020 happened. He was playing bass with Kenny Loggins, and he has a lot of solo bass stuff too, though. So even though you can hear him play that kind of stuff, he also has more of like a jazz fusion kind of sound most of the time. And then he recently released an album that sounds more like progressive rock, but it's Adam Nitti, Nitti. So if you're familiar with him, he does sweeps on bass. So if you've seen any videos where I've done sweeps, I'm really adapting his technique. You know, and I don't think that's something that we've talked about on the live streams either. But that channel is called Soul Night Live, SOAL Night Live, and you may want to add it because it'll end up over there. We usually do it live on Facebook and then share it to YouTube after. That's usually how he does it on his channel. So if you're not familiar with Adam Nitti, check him out, and he's got a new CD out too. So I just want to mention that as well. Yeah, that's about it for that. So tune in if you can. He's definitely worth listening to if you get a chance to hear his album as well. He's got multiple albums out. Okay, so Kendrick has a question. I'm curious how differently that one plays, how that one plays versus the Wanderer. I had a Wanderer and it was fine, but not super nice. The frets were pretty rough, and I'm wondering if that one is much better. So when you say the frets were pretty rough, if you're talking about on the edges, like here, these are still a little bit sharp. It's not quite as bad. They're a little bit more tended to than the Wanderer, but it's still not what you'd find on the upper end Kala stuff, where they really take care of fret details like that, so that you're not like scratching your hand if you accidentally let your hand hit the bottom there. These still are a tiny bit rough there, but as far as like fret buzz and other things like that, I would say the Journeyman is better about that. But part of the reason it's better is because I have the flat wound strings on it, and the metal strings don't vibrate as widely, since the tension is just a little higher. So because of that, it would reduce fret buzz naturally. So if you were to put flat wounds on your Wanderer, you might also be able to reduce fret buzz that way as well. And then as far as the string difference, I mean, there's a lot of difference between the strings if you're going from rubber strings to flat wound strings. But otherwise, I'd say they play very similarly. So if you were to get the wood grain one with the rubber strings and compare it to the Wanderer with the polyurethane technically, but I call them the rubber strings. But oh, they're €70. That sounds really high. I didn't know there were that much over there. It must be a shipping thing or something. That sounds a little high. I think that they were on sale a while ago. I'm not sure if they still are, but they were somewhere around the $40 or $50 US dollar mark. So that seems a little high, but I guess they're having to import them, so that might be different. But I thought that Gali Strings was making them, and they're located in Italy, so I would have figured that it would have been cheaper over there. Interesting. We'll keep looking around. Hopefully you can find them for cheaper than that, because that sounds a little bit higher than what I would think they would be. All right. So is it Ariel? Which U-Bass model did you get? That's cool. Okay. Oh, awesome. So Alan says he can do the That's cool. Yeah, Stu Ham's version of Linus and Lucy. That's awesome. It's hard to do on the flat wound strings, and I think it'd be hard for me to do on the rubber strings too, just getting the accuracy on there. But that's awesome if you can play his arrangement on there. He's pretty awesome for being able to do that. The kind of pickup on electric basses versus this also make it easier because you're not hearing quite as much fret buzz when you do that. But yeah, on U-Bass, you have to hit pretty hard to get those notes to ring out. Yeah. So I always mess up that part, the way it lines up. But that's awesome that you can do that arrangement. It's a really good arrangement. So, okay, you got the black Journeyman, kind of want flats, but right, they are a little bit expensive. That is true. So if you manage to get them on sale, sometimes every now and then in the U-Bass Freaks Facebook group, someone will try them and not like them. And so they're like previously owned, but you might be able to find some flat wounds for slightly cheaper that way if somebody found that they weren't really the right thing for them. Which, by the way, one thing that would make them not the right thing for you is if you want the real upright sound, the kind of thing that people compare to the upright sound with the U-Bass, then you would probably want to keep the polyurethane strings because they have more of that sound to them. The flat wound strings kind of sound more like a full scale electric with flat wound strings. So just to give you an idea, it's a little bit different. It's easier to play on the full scale bass because of the size differences. Yeah, so the frets are a little bit more spread out, and that makes it a lot easier. Good call, Alan. I'm sorry that the strings are so expensive, guys. To me, they were worth it, but and they'd even be worth paying more. But I know that everybody can't do that. I mean, if you got one of the cheaper U basses, you're like not quite doubling the price of it to put those on there, but it's close. So I understand that they are expensive, but to me, they're worth it. So if you have any other questions, just keep putting them in there. If I missed any, let me know. If you asked a question up higher and it snuck past me, let me know. And if there's something you'd like to hear, let me know. And if I know it, I can play it. But we could also just make up a few things too. So if you have like a style, I like doing this a lot. You can give me a style, someone else can give me a key, and somebody else, I guess, can give like maybe a tempo, like faster or slower would be kind of cool. Right. The Thunder Reds I hear are really cool too. I still have to try those out. But I still feel like that's more like an upright sound for sure. Bernadette. Oh man, calling me out. Yeah, I didn't really practice it. I'm gonna look over it and see if my brain can process it instead of trying to sight read it. Oh, still got this book here, so we can see. Do you want to hear it on the Wanderer or on the? The only reason I'm doing this in spite of having not practiced it a bunch is because I keep putting it off for you. So I'm probably not going to do the entire song, but maybe I can get a good bit of it, and you can see how long it takes me to learn a tune. The first two measures are pretty easy. Or close. And that still messed it up. Yeah, 1E and a 2E and a 3. Yeah, wait, 1E and a 2E. That's a fun measure. Probably easier. That's probably where he's doing it. So let's see. Bernadette, is it necessary to use a damper on U bass like a scrunchie? I wouldn't say necessary because I don't use them really at all on here, but it can be helpful. It can be helpful for not having notes ring out in between. So that's one thing to do. Okay. If I play the U bass, does this make it easier to play the upright? In the sense that you know how the notes are laid out, in the sense that you know the string names. As far as technique goes, it's a very different technique, and the scale is very different. So I don't know if it would. The idea might help because you can think about where the frets correspond to areas on the fingerboard. But yeah, I think it would help a little bit. But technique-wise, you still want to learn the actual upright technique so you don't injure your hand. Like you wouldn't do one finger per fret, kind of thinking one finger per half step rather. On upright bass, you would do, pointer finger would get one note, middle finger would get one note, and then you put these other two fingers down after that as a grouping. And notice how far apart my hand is spread imitating it versus here. Here I'm getting four notes out with that the fingers being spread like that. But on the upright bass, that would only get you three notes, or 3 half steps. So it's like the pinky and the ring finger would only get you 3. So it's like your hand would be spaced out like this, and then those fingers would be down. So your technique has to be altered a little bit, and your idea of where the frets would be has to be there. But the music theory aspect will transfer, and the idea of kind of the way the intervals are laid out will also translate. I hope that helps a little bit. Okay. A Mongolian upright. Very cool. That sounds awesome. And you're welcome, Julia. Yep. So my reading abilities have not gotten better. I know my goal is just to be able to sight read stuff like this, but not there yet. Unless it goes slow. So 1E and a, okay, 1E and a 2E. We'll see. 1 E and a 2 E. So 1 E and a 2 E. Oh. No, it would have been G. Okay. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Yeah, so you get the idea. For me right now, I'd have to read very slowly. So I apologize for not working it out ahead of time. After going through it like that, I can kind of imitate it quicker now. Oops, it would help if I play it right. Yeah, you get the idea. So sorry for not being able to play it all the way through, but it's a really, really cool bass line. A lot of syncopation. I'm not quite there yet, but I thought I'd give it a go for you since I waited so long to do it. Oh, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's really funny. All it really takes for me, I'm going to cover this information up, but basically I went to NAMM a while ago, 2 years ago, and got the president of Kala's business card. And he handed it to me, and I never followed up with him. And he handed it to me because, do you know Magnus that does Play U Bass? I went to NAMM, got to jam with him a little bit, and then he introduced me to Mike. So that was really cool. And then I just never reached back out to him because I wanted to be able to still play the other brand instruments. So I didn't know if I wanted to be a complete brand ambassador for that reason. But at some point, it might be really cool. So that's kind of why I haven't on that yet, is just being able to do reviews on other things. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. You're asking about, yeah, I can't answer the question on the Mongolian cello tuning, cello-sized bass tuning. Oh, syncopation with a C. That's pretty cool too. All right. I know. I already do so much for them. I mean, sometimes when I do these videos, I post an Amazon link for the basses, and it tells me on there, because basically those are affiliate links, which means if someone buys the bass, that I get a really, really tiny commission from Amazon for that. And so if I go in there and I look at all the basses that have been sold to people that have clicked on it from links for my video, it's a lot. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out. I know there's a couple people having to leave early, but thanks you guys for all being here. I'm embarrassed about my reading skills. I feel like I should be further along where I am, but this is why it's one of my goals. It's a little bit of a tricky thing to do. So the thing about it is you can focus on rhythm and you can focus on notes. And so for me, it's like focusing on really syncopated rhythms or really interesting 16th note rhythms back to back, while focusing on the notes and focusing on where to play them on the neck, is kind of just still a handful of stuff. So I've got to kind of work at each thing separately until it's supernatural, super comfortable, not like supernatural like that, but so that I have a more comfortable ability to do that. Awesome. Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys appreciate me. Thank you, Lord Art Curmudgeon. Sounds like someone's either working on something or blowing something up out there. But yeah, Bernadette's a real fun one. I'll try one more time. I'm just going to start out. And yeah, I can't read that quickly. 1 E, and 4 and. So there's I'll show you the measure that got me here. I missed a couple other things too, but this particular measure down here, it's like a 16th note, an 8th note, a 16th note. So it's playing on E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. Sometimes those kind of rhythms I don't immediately process as quickly. So that's one thing I know that I'm working on. How are all of your goals going, by the way? Everybody, let me know in the comments if you have any bass goals specifically, and if you started on them, or if you've kind of been putting them off, but you're about to start on them, or anything of that nature. Let me know. But yeah, sight reading is one of those things. Like, I can break things down, but getting that down really quickly is kind of tricky. All right, so I'm going to play something else. Let's do something more like a made up thing. So I want someone to give me a style, someone to give me a key, and somebody to let's see, give me kind of a tempo, like just slow, medium, fast kind of thing. Not all the things. So first, someone give me a style. First person give me a style, we'll do that. Or the first one to pop up on my chat. Hopefully it's working. I would say the rubber strings sound the most like that Motown tone, by the way. Because they sound naturally muted. So that'd be cool. Okay, so we got a disco. I guess we're going to do a disco song. So now I got to decide what key do we want to do a disco song in. And it can be major or minor, doesn't matter. So the Thunder Guts are pretty good, but I just mean any of the polyurethane strings. So maybe the Thunder Reds, maybe the other ones, but just basically that sound over the metal strings. Okay, so I'm just looking for the key now. So we got disco as the style. We can do reggae later. I might take the F sharp as the key though, but F sharp major or F sharp minor. All right. So Seth, E flat's a key. E flat 7's more like a chord. So fast. So I guess we're doing F sharp, major or minor though. Let me know, guys, if you want a major disco or a minor disco. I have to think about that. I want a major disco, fast, and F sharp. Right. I was thinking disco wants to be minor, but we can try to make it major. It's just gonna sound really happy or something. Do you mind if I might do it dominant. I might make it like a flat 7 so it has a major third at least. All right, well, there's a C, but we already have the key for the other thing. So we're going to do F sharp and we're going to do disco and see what happens. All right. So fast. I want to try and think how fast. Yeah, something like that. I don't like that. We'll try something else. Yeah, something like that. We'll do that. Kind of weird. It's not perfect. It'll do. Oops, F sharp, right. Oh, I don't want to avoid that. It's hard to figure out something to play over it. It's kind of fun though. Oh, you want to hear like a September style thing? All right. So that was okay. So you like September. Instead of that, you were thinking that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the bass line. That's more like the bass line in September. At least that's what I play, and it works when I do it with the wedding band. It may not be exactly note for note what Verndine White played, but you get the idea. Okay, cool. So I thought I'd do that since you said you wanted something more like September. Let's see. Yeah, you can do more of that. Cool. So we're talking about days we remember in September. Are we rewriting the words? Is that what's going on? Cool. Yeah, it sounds kind of like Boogie Oogie Oogie. I wish I knew that bass line. That was a pretty cool bass line, but I had to learn it at some point, but it was years ago. So, all right. So what's another style? Let's try to do something other than reggae, because we do reggae almost every time. We end up doing a reggae and A almost every time. So give me one more style and think of some questions still if you guys have some more questions. But let's pick a different genre. I might play like a little bit of my original green tea. Until then, just let me know. Style, then key, then tempo. Forgot it automatically loops. Cool. Oh, awesome. So we've got a whole bunch of different styles. I did a blues one earlier. It was probably like the very beginning of the stream. So I'll probably come back to that. I'm laughing at some of the stuff you guys are coming up with. Let's see. Would you advise me to install a thumb rest on my kala? I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. I know that that is one of the big questions is like, where do I put my thumb? I know that some people tell you to put it up here. To me, that's not a good option because reaching down here, you're spreading your hand out that far, and playing in that position for long periods of time can be kind of taxing on your hand. Short periods of time is fine. So a thumb rest really helps. That's one thing. Then you could also do this thing like what I tend to do is I kind of let my hand just kind of rest here as I'm playing on the E string. But then when I go to any of the other strings, it's like a built-in mute for the strings that I'm not playing on. And so you can do a floating thumb technique where you move it with it, or at this point you just let it sit on the E string and play the other strings. I kind of do a combination of both depending on how much muting is necessary on that hand for me. Okay, so gosh, we got so many styles. I think the funniest one on here is black metal. So you mean like death metal and like really heavy stuff. I almost feel like I need distortion for that. I'm kind of afraid to turn the gain up that loud on here. You probably do a 3-finger technique. After telling you not to put your thumb up there, I'm going to do that because it kind of requires like a little more force. I could do it over here, I guess. No. So I don't know. I don't know how I do that that metal without distortion, but we could see something that we could do. So I'm gonna take your idea. I'm gonna have to do that in E to probably really. I could do drop B, but wow, that would sound really kind of gross on the U bass. I think it would just vibrate too wildly and sound a little strange. Interesting idea though. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do it with 2 fingers and just make something up. Oh, that's not gonna work. I didn't keep it in time very well. I'm gonna have to try again. This is a little weird. Yeah, it almost sounds like surf music. I was gonna try to add some power chords over it, and hopefully that would make it sound a little bit different. Maybe I have to do it slightly bit slower. That's weird. My timing must be terrible when I try to play that fast, because it's not working out. Can you do double kick on U-bass? I mean, you could do something to make it similar. You could probably, like, I don't know. When I try to imitate something that's that fast, I just do slap, pop, pop. Yeah. You know, you could do that kind of thing. You could also do slap, slap, and then tap on the other hand. That kind of thing. So that's what I can think of for that. I'm gonna try doing it with one finger, using my finger like a pick, and see if I can get it more accurate there. It's not great, but it can kind of work. All right, this just sounds like noise. Sorry, guys, I tried. Let's go to the next idea, a samba in D-flat medium. Okay, a samba in D-flat with a medium tempo, and then I'm not skipping over the Motown-y vibe. I'll try to do something with that in a second as well. So samba first, then Motown, and see what happens. So D-flat. Okay. I gotta remember what I did. Oh, it's longer than. Okay, now I gotta figure out what I did. Let's see. Can't do it. The other one going on. Something. Okay. Cool. So whole lot of things. So I'm gonna go back. Wow, y'all keep putting a lot of things on here. So I'm gonna try to answer some questions in between there. So that was the samba in D flat. I accidentally did D flat minor instead of D flat major, but it worked anyway, hopefully. So a Motown vibe. If I'm doing a Motown style bass line, I like pulling from a pentatonic scale and then like adding some chromatics in between things. And then, of course, sprucing it up with the rhythm. Something like that. I'm going to try it with the Wanderer. Okay, that doesn't work. I may have to turn the amp off in order to change basses. Thought I had it figured out, but I did not. Okay. I'll tune really quickly and then EQ it for you guys, and then I'll try the Motown one. Let's see. Something like that. Something like that. No, I already messed it up. I'm gonna try to do something with that though, really quickly, to make it a little bit like Jamerson, at least attempting to. I'm not gonna say that it's actually gonna be like him, but we'll see. Not sure what's going on here. I'm not really sure what's going on up there. I don't even know who they're talking to. I'll have to do something about it in a second. It's a little Motown kind of thing for you. I get that not everybody likes it. Okay. Oh, we knew it was bound to happen at some point. All right. So let's see. All right. I'm just going to ignore some of those comments. It's just not a big deal. So so that was the little Motown style thing. So what I was thinking there was kind of like a little bit of the Bernadette line really inspired me with the, I was kind of pulling that from there. And then I was doing a little chromatic step up thing that was happening here into the 6th chord. And then I did a little thing like that, a little rhythmic thing. And then the 2 chord and the 5 chord. And once I got to the 5 chord, I used some of those ideas that I told you about on the Motown video, where I'm going 5, 6, 1. But it's mostly just the pentatonic scale that I'm using for that. So that's the idea there. So we got a little bit of Motown. Let's see. I've already done the samba. I'm missing some other things. What else do we have? So number 2 is Sid Vicious. Oh, we are naming favorite bass players. For me, favorite bass players, Jamerson would be up on the list for sure, but I think Marcus Miller would be number 1 because I really like his slap sound. Victor Wooten's got to be up there somewhere, and Jaco Pastorius is probably up there as well. And honestly, the guy that I was telling you about that we're going to interview on the other channel, Adam Nitti, I mean, he gave me a lot of influential stuff too, because I was learning how to do sweeps from him, but also just a lot of the jazz stuff. All right. So let's see. I'm trying to remember if I skipped anybody else's. I will try to do a little bit of classical thump. It works better on the round wound strings, and I have that U-bass in a different room. So we'll see. Let's see. Yes, classical thump. So it seems like a lot of people want to hear classical thump. I may have to get the other U-bass out to make it sound good. It doesn't really work very well on the rubber strings. This is the part that doesn't work very well. Going down, hammer on, and up. Yeah, so that's the part that doesn't work really well on the rubber strings. And then Seth wanted a jazz bop in A sharp. So I would just call it, I'm just going to think of it as B flat for my brain. But a bop in A sharp fast. A bop. I'll have to think about a progression to do for that. But I will do the classical thump first. I'm going to switch back over. Let's see. Oh. Probably. All right. I think I tried this the other week and it just didn't work quite as well on that, but it's very difficult to like get your thumb to come back up through the strings over there. Ah. Okay, and then the rest I don't think I can do. Yeah, the rest of it I don't have enough frets to do, but that's about all I can do. I've never tried doing it fast like that. I think I actually have a lesson from a while ago on double thump, but if you want just kind of like a little overview on it, what I'm kind of doing is I'm just going down through one string to where I stop on the next string, and then coming back up with the fingernail just barely hitting. Sometimes it's like the hard thing about it is like you can brace your thumb with your other finger. Sometimes I find myself doing that. It's just basically using it like a pick. But you can also give a little bit of an extra bump to your thumb to, if you're worried about it getting stuck on the metal strings, that can help you kind of get through it to keep the notes in time if you have to. But for me, it's easier to just keep it kind of steady, not adding that extra little up to it, because it's like I lose control on it when I do that. So I just keep it kind of sturdy like that. Yeah. Now I can't do it. It's funny, I just did it a second ago. If you're asking about the muting, you're asking about like a fret wrap or a scrunchie or whatever over here, this would be a piece where I think it's almost necessary, because keeping everything muted while doing all that stuff is just, it's way too much of a pain. You can do it. I think there are people that can. Victor Wooten chooses to use the scrunchie, and usually I would too on electric bass if I were trying to record it that way. Yep. Yeah, so it's hard to do. But yeah, it's really just down and up with the thumb. And then what you're doing in that song is mostly hammering on from an open string. So you hit the open string first, hammer on, and come up with the thumb. So that's the idea on that. And that's what he's doing pretty much on all that double thumped part near the beginning. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Just something kind of to add to what you're already doing. You could also just think of using your thumb like a pick. But yeah, so that's about it for that one. Okay, so I think we had a fast bop in. So are you a big fret wrap person? I own one, and I misplace it constantly. So right now I have no clue where it is. So occasionally I do things like stick toilet paper under the string or tissue just to kind of like mute it a little bit. Or there's actually a piece of a sock somewhere where I cut the ring off of a sock to do that. So flamenco style, I think it's with a C, right? Flamenco. Or for flamingo style, be like standing on one leg with this U-bass. It's got to be this color, right? Because it's close enough to a flamingo. Sorry, I'm just being silly now. But I could probably do a little bit of something. When I think of flamenco, I think of like you kind of have your hand kind of in and you're kind of fanning your fingers out to get that sound. Is one of the techniques. I don't know if what I'm doing would really be considered flamenco or not. I think a professional flamenco player would probably like roll their eyes at whatever I would do as flamenco. But, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what I do. I might do some tremolo picking. For me, the tremolo picking that works best is just going down and up with the finger, because I can move with one finger really fast. I almost like making it twitch. It'd be really hard to do that on the rubber strings, but with the flat wounds, it's pretty easy to keep it fairly consistent. so I don't do too much with flamenco. Okay, so Dave wants some reggae, and Seth wanted some hard bop. I actually have a song that goes from reggae into a kind of hard bop feel, but it's not in the keys we were talking about it. Let's see. Way to rapid strum with the middle finger. Yeah, for me, my middle finger doesn't do as well as my pointer finger does. Was it? I can't remember. That's what it was. Sorry, I'm still stuck on that. Anyway, it's like Misery Lou or something I'm trying to imitate. I almost had it picked out just then. It's not in G though, so as far as I know. Okay, so yeah, so we're talking about all sorts of random techniques that we can do with the up and down motion. So that's kind of cool, but I have to pop my fingers afterwards, apparently. Okay, so I have a song that goes from I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what the B section's like on that, but it does kind of it's called Normalcy Bias, and it's on my Transitions CD, the only CD I've released. You can find that. It's on Spotify if you want to check that one out. I'm playing upright bass on it though. I'm playing that bass, but and specifically that one, and it basically starts kind of reggae, but the piano is a little bit different, and then in the middle of the song it goes kind of hard bop. So it's kind of funny to mention both those styles because it does that. So let me think. I'm not sure about hard bop in A sharp, but maybe I could do like let's see. I'm just gonna try to do like a quick progression and see if I can get it to loop right. Can't do that fast. Try and imitate the ride cymbal. I'm not sure what I'd play over this at all. I'm not sure. Let's see. Can't even do oleo over it. That's too fast. All right, I tried to do it too fast. Good effort, I guess. Right. I could do just like a rhythm changes kind of thing and play like oleo over it. Do it a little bit slower than that, maybe. Oh, let's see. Yeah, that kind of thing. So for reggae, let's pick a key for the reggae. I'm going to let somebody do that now. Whoever wants to pick a key for reggae, go ahead and throw it in at the bottom. So this is for Dave, some reggae for Dave. And maybe I'll have to throw some tapping on top of it. 12th Street Rag from SpongeBob. I'd have to listen to it because I don't know it off the top of my head. G sharp. Okay. So G sharp reggae. It's not quite A. We're one fret off from A, so that's not quite the same. So that's good. Let's see. I always do that. I'm trying to think of something a little bit more interesting. Maybe something like that. Nope, not that chord. Let's see. Forgot what progression I did. Sounds like I'm trying to rip off "Don't Worry, Be Happy" or something. Let's see. You can tell where I slowed down a little bit. Oh well. Let's see. Yep, just "Don't Worry, Be Happy." Almost, except for the tail end of it. Try it again. Yep, it's totally "Don't Worry, Be Happy." Alright, here we go. There we go. I'm going to speed up with it. like how that blended into that, but I didn't realize I was playing the progression. I did a totally different tail into it, but it still works with the melody. So I accidentally rewrote Don't Worry, Be Happy. Very fun. Okay, and so then, yes, in addition to just what just happened, Navix asks, have you ever written something cool, but then find out it's a famous song later? I once rewrote the Futurama theme, not realizing that I had done so. You know, and it wasn't exactly the same, but it was similar. How was it? I forgot how it went now, but I was just doing it in power chords. I thought it was kind of cool, and I listened to it again. Then I saw Futurama, and I'm like, oh, I just wrote the Futurama theme again. So yes, that does happen. Cool. So Alan's done it a couple times too. Yep, it happens totally. And sometimes you just kind of realize that you're doing it. But the cool thing about it is chord progressions aren't copyrightable. So you could totally rewrite a different melody over the chords of Don't Worry, Be Happy and still make it into a new song. So that's cool. But yeah, a lot of songs kind of end up doing that. So does anybody else have any other questions on here? So I think I've done all the things. I tried to do hard bop. It wasn't really a good thing. Hard bop and B flat, that could be like a rhythm changes thing. It's not really hard bop, but you know, it is if someone else is playing it, you know. I don't think I can do it that fast. What was it? Okay, maybe I could do something that speed. Apparently I can't. It's been a while since I've tried walking fast on that kind of thing. If anybody else has any ideas they want to hear or any questions that they have, let me know. I don't have a whole lot else to say. We're about an hour and 15 minutes into this, so I'm probably going to call it pretty soon. So if you have any last minute questions, let me know, and we'll do that. Joanna by Cool and the Gang. I actually have not heard that song. I might have to check it out. I'm going to try to do this in a way that won't get me copyright struck. So I'm going to listen to it without letting you guys listen to it, and then try to play along with it. If it's something that I can pull up quickly, but I'm not familiar with that one actually, Alan. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. And just let me know if you guys got any other questions as I'm doing that. Some John contain. Let's see. Let's see what happens when I type this in on Spotify. Wow, that was lucky. Okay, this is a pretty straightforward bass line. Dun, 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 dun. All I would do for that, Seth, that I could think of is just over and over. But as far as Coltrane, and I'm not even pretend to do that. I don't even remember the Coltrane solo. I had to do that, but it's a little bit of giant steps. And if you the cool thing about it is the chord changes don't move down in a whole steps, but the bass line does at the beginning. And what he's doing is he's doing the root of the first chord, the fifth of the second chord, and then the root of the third chord, the fifth of the next chord. So it's really cool how he came up with that line. That's Paul Chambers playing bass on that one. And I'm trying to remember Green Dolphin Street. I know it. I can't like. Yeah, I can't remember that one at all. But it's kind of fun. I figured you meant Coltrane. I was just gonna wait to let it correct and make sure that you weren't talking about somebody I didn't know. But I figured you were probably mentioning him. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, that was kind of. What would it be? Yeah, so trying to do that and hum the line at the same time might be kind of tricky. Let's see. Yeah, I can't do it at the same time. It would be out of tune almost immediately, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, brain stew. That's probably the hardest one that's been asked today, right? What would happen if I did this one with the loop pedal? Ooh, that's pretty bad. I'm gonna let that one go. Actually, that's kind of cool. Oh well, I'll delete it now. There we go. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. That one's such a simple song. That's like you can create a very straightforward arrangement of it, like simple. The melody was 3 notes, so or not 3 notes. It was actually just pentatonic stuff. But basically, it's just a pentatonic scale for the vocal melody, and I figured it would be something kind of simple that my brain would hopefully get without missing notes. And I only missed a couple, but they weren't bad. But yeah, that's brain stew, right? And then it goes into the let's see. Can't really do that. I could do it up here maybe. You know, after that one, forgot what the second song was called though. Cool. A new one, in Walked Bud. I don't know about Here Comes Bud. Dun, da, 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 da. I'm trying to remember how that goes. No, I can't remember how it goes. Dun, 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 dun. I don't remember. Da, 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 dum. Let's see. Yeah. So tried to do the in walked bud, but that one's I just remember the melody. I don't remember the changes at all or anything else. I just remember doing that one at some point in college, and it was fun, but I don't remember it very well. Candlebox is far behind. I'm not familiar with that one either, I don't think. Or if I am, I didn't know the name of the band. Let's see. Oh, okay, that song. Oh. I heard a power chord in there, actually. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that one by what was it called? Candlebox, that far behind. It's a pretty straightforward line. It sounds like the chords are just G, E minor, D, and C. And then that bass drum rhythm's a little specific. So it took me a minute to kind of realize what it was there. 1 and 2 and that's part it changes. 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1. Cool. Yeah, in What Bud would be a cool one to do. I really do like that song. Da, da. I'm not sure what key it's in even. Or and then something like that. But that one is a fun one to do. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure when We Are the Champions. I could pick out the melody probably, but that's about all I could do on that one. Oh, and the Halo theme, that's cool. I'm not as familiar with Halo. I didn't play that one as much. I played like Legend of Zelda, but not Halo. I never really got into Halo very much, but that would be cool. To use a looper pedal, do you have to use a PC? I found a looper pedal for like $50 and it has good reviews. I want to try it. This Boss one, you don't need a PC. I'm plugged in through my amp right now. So all I've got is the bass, a cord plugged into the pedal, and a cord plugged into the amp. And I'm picking it up with this microphone that's hanging off just to the other side of the screen. So no, you do not need a PC to do a looper, just an amp. Here's one, the bass line to A Night in Tunisia. I don't know about the Art Blakey version. I don't even know how his version differs from the original. And I don't even know if I remember the original. Something like that. I don't know. That one's weird. I'm trying to remember what was weird about it. I can't remember which part was weird. It's not quite that. There's something weirder about it than that, and I just can't remember what it is. That's a good one, though. Let's see. Okay, Robert, thanks for hanging out. Good to see you here. And then We Are the Champions isn't real good for you bass. Not enough frets for the bass line. Okay. I'd have to check it out. I don't even remember what the bass line does that goes high or anything. I just don't even remember on that song. But yes, so some you can save loops to the computer, some just save to the pedal. What was really cool that I didn't realize was a feature of this Boss pedal is I had apparently turned it off with a loop still on there and unplugged it. When I plugged it back in, that loop was still saved. So somehow there's a way to save at least the previous loop that you did. Maybe not all of them, but temporarily, which is kind of nice. So that if it gets unplugged, your loop is still there apparently, which I had no clue it would do that at all. I didn't know it had that built in. Cool. So guys, I think that's about it for today. If you have any last minute questions, I'm going to give you kind of like a minute or two to just ask anything that you have left to ask. And otherwise, I will see you guys next Tuesday for a video and next Thursday for another live stream. Oh, cool. So the Nano Looper does that too. Awesome. So any other questions, you guys? Okay, so Alan asked, how long have you been playing bass? I started playing bass when I was 11. I'm 31 now. So yeah, it's been 20 years. And I started electric bass back then. So I was playing a, I think the first one I rented was a Fender Squier P bass, which was pretty cool. And after that, I ended up getting a Yamaha bass for a while. I still have the body of it, but the neck broke on that one. But it's kind of cool. Y'all have to check out the Art Blakey version on Night in Tunisia. That would probably be a good one. Thing I like about Art Blakey is he hits those drums hard. He gets a really cool tone out of them when he does it too. Very, very interesting stuff. Awesome. Yeah. You can, if you started at 11, you're ahead of the game there. You just got to keep listening to all these different people and pick up from them what you can. I was on YouTube a lot, just kind of doing all that stuff, figuring all these things out. I think I didn't even know who Victor Wooten was until I was probably 14. When someone was asking my favorite bass players, Cliff Burton has to be up there too, because I think I would have switched over to guitar if I hadn't heard him play. So honestly, got to put Cliff Burton in there as well. And if you don't know who Cliff Burton is, he was the bass player of Metallica, the first bass player. Well, the first one on the albums. They might have had a guy before him, but I don't remember his name or know anything about that. But from the first album, the second album, and the third album, that's what Cliff Burton was on. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out again, and I will see you guys next week once again. Tuesday for the regular video, Thursday, and then I want to mention again that on February 6th on my friend's channel, which was Soul Night Live, that we're going to be interviewing Adam Nitty, who's one of my childhood heroes too. Sorry, I'm going to type this in the chat. Soul Night Live is the YouTube channel. And basically, we're going to be live over Facebook. And then on YouTube, it'll be there like the next day. So probably February 7th on his channel. And so it's just cool. It's just something cool that y'all can check out that I'm going to be doing on a Saturday night. So, yep. So y'all have a good one. I will see you next time. And I guess I could link the channel too, I guess. Let's see. youtube.com/Soul Night Live. I mean, he interviews a lot of people. Like, let me know if that link works too. But he's interviewed a lot of the members of Yes. So he had a phone interview with John Anderson. He usually does Zoom interviews, but some of these guys don't do them as often. So John Anderson of Yes, a few people from King Crimson. I think he actually did get to talk to Tony Levin. I know someone mentioned Tony Levin earlier. So just a whole bunch of really, really cool players. So you may want to check this channel out anyway. And I like giving him a shout out, trying to get him up to 1,000 subscribers. He's between 500 and 600 right now. So if you like that kind of stuff and you just like hearing people talk for 2 hours about someone's music, basically, he's interviewing all these people and talking to them about their new album or the band that they were in and just all these different things. So check that out and give him a follow or something. I guess you say subscribe on here. Wrong platform. Become a subscriber if you like that kind of stuff, because one, I want to see him get that channel going, and two, I think you guys would like it. He interviews a lot of bass players. He had Guy Pratt on there and was talking to him about his playing with Pink Floyd. And if you don't know Guy Pratt, he's like a really awesome session musician that filled in for Pink Floyd on some of their tours. He played on Madonna's, I want to say Like a Prayer was the song that he was on. And there's some really cool stuff there. So check it out. And sometimes he does some slightly smaller artists. A lot of them are in the progressive rock community. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. And let me know if you have anything you want to hear. You can always leave stuff on the comments on this video. I'll see them before next week as well. If you have any ideas for live streams that might be fun, let me know in there. And who knows, you might have a live stream completely dedicated to something like that. All right, guys, Jim, Seth, Alan, everybody that's commented on here, Navix, looks like Elvira. Very cool. Oh, wait, my first basic ukulele song of Seven Nation Army. Joy Division. Awesome. Very cool stuff. So, Robert, everybody, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good week, and just once again, let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to see. Bye for now.